Recently, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding Minecraft's best player Marlo, but it doesn't just end with the cheating accusations. There is a conspiracy theory going around the Minecraft PvP community that Marlo is Rapture. But before I explain everything and show you guys all the evidence, hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video because trust me, by the end of this, you're gonna have your mind absolutely blown. Okay, so for those of you who don't know who Rapture is, he's the #1 Minecraft Maze player right now. And on the surface, Rapture seems like just another really good Maze PvP player who's ranked high tier 1, which is basically one of the best ranks you can get. But dude, when you actually start looking into who Rapture is and where he came from, things get really suspicious. And not gonna lie, the more I dug into this situation, the crazier it got. So buckle up because this is gonna be absolutely wild. Okay, so let me start from the beginning and explain who Rapture actually is. Rapture is a Maze PvP player who literally appeared out of nowhere a few months ago. And when I say out of nowhere, I mean this guy has zero history. Like, if you go on NameMC and look up his account, he has 1 IGN, 1 skin, and that's it. No name changes, no previous usernames, nothing. And for anyone who knows anything about Minecraft, that's immediately suspicious because most players have changed their username at least once or have some kind of account history. But Rapture? Nope. Brand new account, brand new everything, and that's already a massive red flag that this is an alt account, but it gets even crazier. So Rapture joined Hypixel this year, like literally in 2025, and he joined the Maze PvP community only a few months ago. And dude, within 2 months, he went from 0 to low tier 3, which is already insanely fast. But then after that, he just skyrocketed through the ranks and became high tier 1 with some of the most insane scores anyone has ever seen. Like, we're talking about a completely unknown player coming in and dominating the entire scene in just a couple months. And not gonna lie, when players rise that fast, people start asking questions. Because think about it, to get high tier 1 in Maze PvP, you need to be insanely skilled. And for someone with zero history to just appear and do that, that's not normal. Here's where things start to get really interesting. Rapture started a YouTube channel around the same time, in September, and he started uploading Maze PvP content. And dude, when you watch his videos, there's something really weird about them. His voice sounds completely robotic and flat. Like, there's no emotion, no intonation, nothing. It literally sounds like an AI voice. And not gonna lie, when people started running his voice through AI detection software, it came back as like 99% likely to be AI generated. So this guy is not only a mysterious alt account who rose to the top insanely fast, but he's also using an AI voice to hide his real identity. And at this point, people in the community started asking, okay, who is this actually? And this is where the Marlo theory comes in. So for those of you who don't know who Marlo is, she's literally the #1 ranked Minecraft PvP player in the world. Like, she's the first person to ever achieve tier 1 in every single game mode. She's miles ahead of everyone else in skill, and she also happens to own the MC Tiers tier list and MC PvP club server. So she's kind of a massive deal in the community, and people started noticing some really suspicious similarities between Rapture and Marlo. And dude, when I started going through the evidence, I was like, okay, this is actually kind of crazy. So first, let's talk about the AI voice thing. Remember how I said Rapture uses an AI voice? Well, guess what? Marlo also uses an AI voice in her videos. And not gonna lie, when you watch a video where both of them are talking to each other, it literally sounds like 2 NPCs having a conversation. Like, there's zero emotion, zero personality, just 2 completely flat robotic voices talking back and forth. And people started saying, dude, this is so weird. Why would 2 completely different people both be using AI voices unless they're actually the same person? And honestly, that's a pretty fair question. But it gets even more suspicious when you start looking at their gameplay. So if you pull up Marlo's Maze PvP footage and compare it to Rapture's, there are so many similarities that it's actually kind of insane. Like, first of all, their hotbar setups are almost identical. Marlo has her maces in the first 2 slots and then her axe and shield at the end. And guess what? Rapture has the exact same setup. Now, some people try to debunk this by saying, oh, well, anyone can have a similar hotbar. But dude, you have to realize that you can change your hotkey binds to make your hotbar look different while keeping your muscle memory the same. So even if the hotbars look identical, that could actually be intentional to hide the fact that it's the same person. And it's not just the hotbar. Their render distance is similar, their mods are similar, like literally everything about how their game looks is almost identical. And then when you watch their playstyle, it's also really similar. Like, the way they move, the way they fight, the way they use their maces, it all looks really comparable. And not gonna lie, when you put all of this together, it starts to look really suspicious. Like, What are the odds that two completely different players would have the exact same setup, the exact same visual settings, similar playstyles, and both use AI voices? That's a lot of coincidences. But here's where the theory starts to fall apart, and this is where it gets really confusing. So on the current Mace PvP tier list, Rapture is ranked as high tier 1, which means he's literally the best. And then below him are some EU players, and then Marlo comes in at low tier 1. So Rapture is ranked higher than Marlo. And dude, if Rapture is actually Marlo's alt account, why would she rank her alt higher than her main account? That doesn't make any sense. Like, the whole point of having an alt is usually to either hide your identity or to smurf on lower ranked players. But ranking your alt higher than yourself? That's completely backwards and doesn't really fit the narrative. And then there's the pink situation, which makes this even more confusing. So there's a video where Rapture and Marlo actually fight each other. And in this video, you can clearly see from the footage that both players are extremely skilled and both have low ping. And dude, this is where the theory gets really messy. Because if Rapture is Marlo's alt, then who's playing on the other account during this fight? Like, both players are clearly competent and both have low ping, which means they're probably in the same region. But one person can't be playing on two accounts at the same time. So either someone else is playing on one of the accounts, or they're actually two different people. And this is where people started coming up with even crazier theories. Some people think that Rapture might be an AI bot, like some kind of quantum AI that's advanced enough to play at a high tier 1 level. But honestly, I don't think that theory makes any sense, because if you look at current PvP bots, they're nowhere near good enough to look legit at a high tier 1 level. Like, even the best PvP bots are pretty obvious when you watch them. So I don't think Rapture is a bot. I think he's definitely a real player, just not who we think he is. So what's the actual answer here? Honestly, after going through all the evidence, I don't think Rapture is Marlo's alt, and here's why. First, the motive doesn't make sense. Why would Marlo create an alt account, rank it higher than herself, and then compete against herself? That undermines the entire purpose of having an alt. Second, the ping evidence doesn't add up. If it was Marlo on both accounts, someone else would have to be playing during that fight video, which is possible but seems unnecessarily complicated. And third, while there are definitely similarities between them, a lot of those similarities could just be because they're both really good Mace PvP players using optimal setups. So if Rapture isn't Marlo, then who is he? Honestly, I think Rapture is probably the alt of another high-level player in the community. Maybe it's someone like It's Real Me or Swite or some other top player who wanted to see how high they could rank on a fresh account without anyone knowing who they are. And the AI voice would make sense in that context because they're trying to hide their identity. And honestly, that explanation makes way more sense than Rapture being Marlo's alt. But dude, the fact that we still don't know who Rapture actually is makes this whole situation so fascinating. Like, this is a player who came out of nowhere, dominated the entire Mace PvP scene, and is using an AI voice to stay completely anonymous. And the community is so divided on who he actually is. Some people think it's Marlo, some people think it's another top player, some people think it's someone completely new. And honestly, we might never know the truth unless Rapture decides to reveal himself. So, what do you guys think? Do you think Rapture is Marlo's alt, or do you think it's someone else entirely? And if it's not Marlo, who do you think it could be? Let me know in the comments down below because I'm really curious to hear what you guys think. And if you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more conspiracy theories and deep dives like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video. Click another video up on screen right now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.